A common inquiry we get is how to design a tag and specifically about tools to do that. We used to have a tool for download, got pretty old and unusable, but there's a great new option available for free on the internet. It's third party, but I think you'll like it. If you come to our pathtags.com/design page, there's a lot of good information here about how to design a path tag. And if you look on the right hand side, in addition to links to getting professional help from our design partners, you'll find a link here for try it yourself, DIY. There's a great tool out there called Canva. If you come to our page, there's a link to Canva. You can create a free account very quickly using a Google or Facebook account. And it gives you access to their tool. It's kind of like Photoshop, but it's free and it's all in a web browser. So if you have a Windows computer or a Macintosh, it should work equally well. You can watch our quick video tutorial here on YouTube and get this, step by step. And then also we had tag backs, or not backs, but borders built into our tag editor that we used to produce. I've taken those out and I've made them available for download here, and those are going to be usable in Canva as well, and I'll show you how. Now Canva is free, so there's a free package here, but of course free packages come with some limitations, but you should be fine to do a path tag design even within those limits. I've done a couple just to try and practice for this video, and it worked really well and easily. There are really lots of cool graphics and things like that that you could incorporate into your project, but to get access to all of those, you've got to pay a Canva Pro license, which is about 120 bucks a year, but you don't need to do that just to design a basic path tag. So when you log into Canva after you create your account, you'll see that you're in a personal account, free with one person. And up in the right hand corner, you'll see a link for create a design. Now, the Instagram story should be up here towards the top, or the Instagram post. Instagram post is the one that's the best because it's 1080 by 1080, which is square. And so if you click that, it's going to open a canvas with that already set up. And that's pretty great because, it sets you up to start loading your tag. Now what you can do is under uploads, you can upload some graphics. So let me show you how you do that. This is the directory where I've downloaded and unzipped the tag design files that I showed you earlier in the video. And then what you can do is if you wanted to use the wreath background, for example, or the border, you can just bring it in here, click and drag, and you can see it loads to Canva. And once it's loaded, you can click and include it in your project. Now what I suggest you do is kind of size this out a little bit. One of the things you want to watch for though is over here, like this rotation is kind of cool. So if you don't want the hole up here, you can grab the rotation and you can actually turn it to where you want it. So if you do this first and you lay in your border first and then start putting your other design elements on top of it, it'll let you rotate that border underneath your graphics. So I'm not going to go into all the details of Canva. There's a lot of tutorials out there on YouTube and otherwise, but one of the things I think most people are going to want to be able to do, and it was a little hard for me to figure out, is curved text. So if you want to use text, you can come in here. It's really easy, right? You can just click and it adds this text. You can highlight the text. You can change the font. I always recommend to use a simple font. Things we call sans serif, meaning there's no, really small details and curves, because sometimes that's hard for the blueprinters to work with. You can make it bigger, right? And then you can also, I guess this font doesn't support it, but you could create it bold, right? So you have a lot of control over your options here for text. One of the things I wanted to do was to curve it. So if you come up here to the effects button when you have your text highlighted, curved will be one of the things that you can select. And when you do that, you'll see it changes to curved. And now I can, change how much curvature I have on this. And it's also kind of nice because I can lay the text in at any size, and I can kind of scale it up here pretty easily to my tag's actual size. And so, I want a little more curve on that. So I can come in here and I can play with these settings, until I get it where I want it to be. And then, if you want to rotate this down at the bottom, now I want to rotate the hole out of the way, I can do that pretty easily too, right? And when you're done with this, it's really easy. You come up here and you hit share, and you go to download, and it's going to come up with PNG as a default, and that's what you want. at the size you loaded it in, and you just hit download. It's going to generate it, and then it's going to download it to your hard drive, wherever your downloads go. Once that's on your hard drive, I've opened it now, just double clicking on my computer, and there's the graphic, right? All ready to load up into my order on pathtags.com. So yeah, just a little quick tutorial on how to use Canva and some of the graphics files that we have made available on our design section to quickly draft a design using this great tool online.